Hello, my name is Barton, and I would like to welcome you to this Wednesday's edition of The Word is Your Stage, where you control the outcome. And today, I want to talk to you about the journey, because I know that we all are going through some sort of journey in our lives. Whether or not we can see an end destination, we are still walking a pathway to success, a pathway to understanding, or a pathway just of peace and happiness that we want to get to. Just recently, I finished reading a book called The Long Walk, and it was about some escapees who planned to break out of a Russian camp that was based in Siberia. Now, at the time when it broke out, they was going through one of the worst Siberian winters, and it's very cold out there, snowstorms, blizzards, and yet they were able to break loose. They was able to escape, go through all the terrains just to get to safe ground out of the reach of the Russians. But the significance of the book itself was not necessarily the escape, but it was the journey along the way. Because throughout the book, these few young men, I wouldn't say young, but these men, including one woman who ended up joining them along the way, were walking for about 18 months, close to 2 years. Yet, they were determined to continue the journey. They went through some tough times. They lacked nutrition. They had to live off the land. There was times where there wasn't even water when they walked through the Gobi Desert. But yet, they had the determination of freedom in their minds that they kept pushing. They held each other accountable. When they was facing the winter storms, they made sure that no one went to sleep, otherwise they wouldn't wake up. When they were walking through the Gobi Desert, they made sure that they held each other up, carried each other when they needed to, made sure they kept each other's spirits up. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't times when they wanted to give up, but when they did, there was always somebody up there picking them up. But one thing that I did appreciate about the book was that they survived the journey. Now, there were some tragedies that happened. There were some close calls. There were some times where negativity set in. But overall, the ones who survived, they continued the journey. They continued the pathway to freedom, because the freedom that they were going to experience was a lot greater than being locked up in a prison, working long hours, not knowing if they were ever going to get out. See, even my personal life, my story as a baseball player, I went through a journey. From the time that I started in Little League up to now, I went through some hard times. I was overlooked. I was told that I wasn't good enough. And when I finally did make it, I got demoted. And now there's a battle between getting up back to the big leagues. And I went through a lot. I had some ups and downs. I went through my slumps. I made my errors. We won. We lost. I've seen guys get there to the big leagues, and I see guys not make it. But along that path, there was a determination and a fight that kept me going. And that's what I want to say to you in your lives. Each and every one of you are going through some sort of journey. However, it is important that you stay the course. It is important that you continue to do the things that are necessary to make sure that you reach your end destination. Now, going back to the book, these guys, they faced malnutrition. They had scurvy. They had lice. All those things that wasn't conducive to a healthy trip, they still withstood it. And through our own journeys in our own lives, we're facing some sort of malnutrition. And not from a food standpoint, but more so from either a spiritual standpoint, an emotional standpoint, or just a mentality standpoint. And it's up to us while we're going on this journey to continue to keep feeding our ambitions, our drive, our dreams, and that motivation to succeed, to keep pushing forward. Because if we don't, we may just turn back around. It's easy to give up when we're hungry. It's easy to give up when we're thirsty. But when you have that hunger for success, you keep pushing forward. When you're thirsting for victory, you keep pushing forward. Because you know at the end of the road that there is an abundance, that there is freedom, that there is nothing but greatness. So while you're on this journey, I tell you to continue to keep pushing. Continue to keep feeding that hunger for success. Keep quenching that thirst for victory in your lives. Because the road may be long, it may be windy, you may have to climb some tough terrain, but when you get over that mountain, you will see green pastures. And remember, the world is your stage, and you control the outcome. God bless you.